Okay, so welcome everybody. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. My name is Jacqueline Marasco of Spirited Practice, and today we are going to do a practice for the entire spine with us, and then look at the neck and the legs. So kind of all over your body, and it would be helpful to have 2 tennis balls, a block, and a strap. And then whatever you want for Shavasana. So first, I just want you to take a comfortable seat, sitting in some way that your spine is nice and long. So notice if you find yourself kind of slumping, and bring your shoulders back, open up your chest, and taking full deep breaths. So one of the interesting things I've noticed in the last few months is people not breathing fully. So I want you to think about that now, but I also want you to think about it when you're not with me. Breathing in long, deep breaths, pulling them all the way through your body. And noticing how you feel in this moment, thinking about how you want to feel when we're done with class today. And then after you do that exploration, if something comes up that you want to add into our menu of the day, you can let me know. And then when you're ready, you can keep your eyes closed if you want, if they are closed. And we're going to inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, slide them down the back body. And just doing that at your own pace with your breath. And then after a few times going back, we're gonna, one at a time, bring your shoulders forward. So again, inhale, shoulder up, exhale, bring it forward, right? And we're trying to open up that space in your shoulder blades and your underarms, and just kind of notice how things are feeling. And when you finish your second side, pausing for a moment. And then we're going to take both arms forward. Inhale, arms up in line with the ears. Exhale, we're going to pull down and create your own resistance. Inhale, sweep those arms forward. Exhale, pull down. Do that a couple more times. Inhale is up. Exhale, pulling down. And one more time. Now, instead of going anywhere with those arms, you're going to keep them like cacti. And the inhale, you're going to push back, and exhale, come in towards the center. And I'm going to turn to the side for a second, just so when you come in, we're going to bring the chin towards the chest and round the upper back. So inhale, open, push the chest forward, press your arms back. Exhale, chin towards the chest, elbows, forearms, and hands towards one another. So it's pretty active in the upper back body. So take your chin towards your chest and rest that, yes, like that. And then open up. And one more time, inhale, open. Exhale, come together. We're gonna keep the arms and hands towards one another. You're gonna lift up your head. And now you're gonna press your fingertips towards the ceiling. So for most of us, tiny movement, right? So you're just pushing up towards the ceiling with your fingertips. I'm guessing some of you might be getting tired in that upper back body, but don't worry, we're gonna stop this in a second and just shake out your hands and your arms. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling, and then you're gonna find your tennis balls. That was a little bit of work, huh? Now you're gonna take those tennis balls, and you're going to bend your knees and place the tennis balls just so your butt stays on the ground. Push the tennis balls in, take your hands back, knees are bent, and you're going to work your sits bones kind of over the tennis balls just a bit, right? So you're either coming forward or you're moving side to side with your knees. And what we're hoping to do here, all the connectors that come from the back of the leg into the pelvis, we're hoping to loosen them up a little bit, right? And then when you're ready, we're gonna take those tennis balls out and you're gonna move them out just a little bit. So you're not on the sides yet, you're just moving them further away from one another, and then doing that same thing. And you might have to make bigger movements with your legs, right? So just exploring. And then from there, we're gonna take them to the sides. So just outside the sits bones, push them in a little bit, and then lifting your body into that tennis ball. You could be on your elbows, or, you know, if it's too intense, right? Because nothing's supposed to hurt. So if it hurts, you're going to get rid of the tennis balls, maybe massage them. And then as you start to feel done on the side, you're gonna take the tennis balls and just place them to the back body, and then lean back into the tennis balls. And again, move your knees side to side or your pelvis front to back. Some of us are a little tender here in the low back, so just kind of noticing what's happening in your body. And then when you're done with that, we're gonna take those tennis balls and move them out of the way, and we're gonna make our way into a tall seated position. You're gonna take your feet a little bit wide. And some of you might prefer to have the knees bent, so you're just gonna see, we're gonna have the hands on the thighs, inhale up so your body's long, exhale, you're gonna slide down, reaching your head towards the floor, inhale, slide up, exhale, slide down. We're gonna do that one more time. Now when you inhale up, we're gonna keep the left hand on the left leg, take your right arm up. Inhale is up, exhale, you're gonna reach over towards that foot. Inhale up, and we're gonna stay on the same side. We'll do it 3 times. And you're moving with your breath, so we don't have to be synchronized. Now, once you get up this time, we're gonna switch hands. Again, inhale up, exhale down. One more time. Now when we come up this time, you're gonna take your legs a little bit wider. Some of you might like a little blanket or smushed up yoga mat under your butt here. Again, hands are on your legs. Take that right arm up, inhale up, exhale over. Again, we're gonna do 3 times. And notice, does it feel differently than when our legs were a little bit closer together? This is when we're gonna switch. Inhale up, exhale down. Nice, and this will be the last time. Now you're gonna find your block. So let's have a block, and so some options for blocks. If you don't have a block, you could use a folded blanket. Some people use a big fat book, okay? So you're gonna take your block, and we're gonna place it under your left sits bone, okay? So, and it's just under one buttock, okay? And then you're gonna straighten out that leg, and your right knee is gonna be bent. Some of you are gonna use a strap on the padded part of the foot, and some of you will have your hands there, okay? Now, if you start to come forward and that knee drops down, you're gonna walk your foot out to keep your knee pointing up towards the sky. And you can control how high you are by what's underneath your sits bone. So if, because we want the pelvis kind of even here, not kind of, we want it even, right? You two look good, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna inhale up, and then exhale, come down towards your head towards the knee. Inhale up, exhale, head down towards the knee. How we doing? Okay, now next time you come up, we're gonna change it up a little bit. This knee, you're gonna take that shin towards the ground. And we want the femur, your thigh bone, coming directly straight, okay? And this is where some of you might want to go a little bit higher with whatever you're sitting on. Again, strap on your foot or hands on your foot, whatever is comfortable. We're gonna inhale up and exhale down towards the leg. Now, a couple of things that you're looking for as you're doing this is that there's no pain in your hips, in your foot, in your knee. And if there are, make some modification, okay? Now, next time you come up, we're gonna get rid of the strap and you're gonna take your hands behind you. Now, I want you to notice what's happening in your pelvis as you come back, okay? So here, I want you to think knee towards the floor, your bent knee towards the floor, right? So you're pressing down with that shin in the knee, and then you're gonna take that opposite heel towards the floor as well. So like, as soon as I do that, I feel more of a stretch in my quads. And so if you're not, then I want you to explore, what do I need to do as I'm here to get a little bit of a stretch in my quads? And it's definitely more in the right knee than it is the left, right? The bent leg. Keep breathing. Now very carefully, when you're ready, you're gonna make your way up. And this is always the fun part. We're gonna switch to the second side. So first, you're gonna take that bent knee out, bend your straight leg, come off of whatever you have under your butt, and then we're gonna switch sides. And remember that we're gonna start with your left knee bent, pointing up towards the ceiling. Straighten out your right leg. Again, you might use the strap around your foot. And if you find this knee popping out to the side, you're gonna walk the foot out. Okay, inhale is up, exhale, head towards the knee. And you're moving with your breath, noticing any sensations. Next time that you come up, and of course, if you feel like you need to do one or two more, you just do that. We're gonna take the knee towards the ground. And again, you're gonna check in with your hips. You want the hips even, you want your femur pointing straight out from your hip. So like if you find yourself wanting to put your knee out, you need to be higher, okay? Again, working with the strap. Inhale is up, exhale down towards your knee. And one thing I didn't mention, if you find yourself hyperextending this straight leg, I want you to bend your knee just slightly so that the back of your knee isn't popping down towards the ground. So inhale is up, exhale is down. For some reason, this side is feeling so much better, but I won't overdo it. We're gonna inhale up, and you're going to take your hands behind you. Like when I'm doing it, my elbows are bent. Some of you might even be on some more blocks or something like that. This is where you're going to explore pressing the shin and the knee towards the ground as well as your heel, shifting through your pelvis, because that's going to enhance your stretch a little bit. So I'm pushing down with my sits bones, with the bottom of my pelvis. And you're still breathing, of course. And then very carefully, we're going to make our way up. You're gonna bend your straight leg, bring out your other knee. We're gonna come off of that block. And we're going to be on our knees. And this is where some of you might like a blanket or a folded mat under your knees. And some of you might like to have a block in front of you, okay? So you're on your knees, our body is pointing up towards the sky, and we're gonna sweep our arms forward. That's the inhale. Exhale, your hands are gonna come onto the pelvis, and your forehead is gonna come towards the floor of the block. Inhale, sweep both arms up, your vision stays forward. Exhale, tops of the hands on the pelvis as the forehead comes towards the ground. 3 more times at your own pace. Don't worry, I'll do the counting for you. Inhale is up, exhale is down. One more time. And this time, when you come up, you're gonna relax your arms, shake them out if you need to. You might keep your block on the side because we're gonna take our left foot and stretch it out in front. You're like, I didn't know we were gonna work on the legs so much. Huh. Okay, so now your heel, left heel's on the ground, foot is flexed. Again, if you hyperextend, you're gonna add a little bend to that knee. And you're gonna inhale up, exhale, you're gonna come down towards that leg, head towards the knee. And yes, if your knee is poking into the ground, you add a little padding underneath. And this time, instead of going up and down like we did before, we're holding the pose, unless, of course, your body is calling out to you to do it differently, then you do that. Now on an inhale, we're gonna walk the body up. You're gonna bend that knee. So the left knee, come into a modified lunge. And your back knee is behind the hip, so you're opening the front of that hip flexor. Hands on the ground or on some blocks. Long, smooth breaths. Now, and again, paying attention to how your knees feel on the ground, we're gonna bend that back knee. You're gonna take the left hand inside the left foot and possibly reach back with your right hand, and then you might even bring the left elbow up onto your thigh. Keep breathing. No forcing. You could use a strap here, or you could just bend the knee, right? Moving in a way that works for your body, no forcing. I think I'm saying that a lot today. And then gently releasing that foot to the ground. Hands come back down to the ground. And we're gonna step your left leg back. And then gently bring that right leg forward. And again, this is where you have your leg extended, you're on the heel, the foot is flexed. Might have a slight bend in the knee, hands on the floor of the blocks. You're gonna inhale up, exhale over that leg. And we're gonna hold the pose, but whenever we hold a pose, we continue to breathe, right? The key to life is breathing continuously. And you're noticing all the wonderful sensations in your body, making any adjustments as needed. And when you're ready, you're going to start to walk the hands forward and bend that front knee. And we take a few breaths here and notice again how wonderful it feels in your hip flexor. And then whenever you're ready, you're gonna bend that back knee, maybe take your right hand in front of the right foot, maybe reach back with the left hand, maybe come up onto your thigh. Yes, a block would be good there. Keep breathing. Long, smooth breaths. And then very gently, when you're ready to release, you'll let go of that knee, hands come down to the ground. Now we're gonna come up into a lunge and then walk our hands forward. So now we're in a wide angle with your feet parallel. And you might have a block close by, or you might have your hands on the ground. And what I want you to do, we're just gonna move side to side through the knees. So inhale, legs straight, exhale, let the knee bend. And we're looking for the knee to bend over the foot, right? And you're breathing as you move. Noticing any interesting sensations or sounds. Now, next time you do your second side, we're gonna pause for a moment And we're going to keep the left hand to center. And you're going to have your eyes on that right hand. And then the inhale, you're going to take that arm up towards the sky. If possible, you're going to follow that hand with your eyes. Inhale, reach the arm forward. Exhale, arm comes up. Inhale, body up. Exhale, left arm down, eyes on the right hand. Other way, second side, sorry. Inhale, arm forward. Exhale, arm up. Inhale, body up. And we're going to alternate sides. I'm going to try to get the sides correct. Okay, right hand down, eyes on the left hand. Inhale, arm forward. Exhale, arm up. Inhale, body up. Exhale, second side. So your eyes, if possible, stay on that moving arm. Last time. Inhale, arm forward. Exhale, arm up. Inhale, body up. Did we finish both sides for everybody? Okay, great. Now, hands on the hips. And some of you might have a little bend in your knees. Either way, you're pulling in towards the center. And I talk a lot about these inner thighs. I want you to see if you can really connect with them and feel them, right? So isometrically pulling in towards the center, hands on the hips. Inhale is up, exhale, halfway down. Moving with your breath, inhale up, head follows the body. So if your body bends forward, you're looking towards the ground. One more time. And when you come up this time, you're going to find your strap, and we're going to take it behind us. If you have a long strap like I do today, you might double it up. And if you don't have a strap at home, you can use a belt, you can use a sock, you can use a shirt. Okay, so you're going to take the strap behind your back body. Hands are about shoulder distance apart. Inhale is going to be up. Exhale, you're going to come towards the ground with your body. Inhale, take the hands away. Exhale, hands back towards your lower back. Press down with your feet. Inhale, body up. We're going to do that 2 more times. So exhale, down towards the ground. Inhale, arms away from the lower back. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, body up. This last one, we're going to hold the position. So exhale towards the ground. Inhale, arms away. And exhale, and keep breathing. And the arms are continuing to reach away from the back body, noticing how you feel in your legs and your hips, adjusting as needed. Do your arms want to move a little bit? Keep breathing. And then let's exhale, take that strap down, press down with your feet. Inhale, come up. We're going to bring the strap in front. Then you're going to step your feet together to about hip distance apart. Now we're going to inhale, and you could do this without the strap as well. You could have your hands interlaced or the arms pressing towards one another. Inhale is going to be up. Exhale, we're going to come down into a chair position. The entire time pulling on the strap. Inhale is up, exhale down. Making sure that your body feels comfortable, that low back is comfortable as you're moving. So you want to engage those lower abdominals as you come down. This next time we're going to hold the position in our chair position, Utkatasana, pulling on the strap. Now, what I want you to explore, we're going to shift the weight into the left foot and possibly lift up your right foot. Keep breathing. If you don't want to lift your foot, you just keep it down there. Foot comes down, shift your weight. Second foot comes up. Keep breathing. Foot comes down. Inhale, reach up overhead. Now you're pulling on your strap. We're going to inhale, center, exhale, reach over to the side. Inhale up, second side. Noticing your breath, how your body's feeling as you move one more time on each side. And when you come through the center, we're going to let go of that strap for a little while, though I do think we're going to use it again. I'm just thinking. So I want you to take a moment to notice how you're feeling, and then we're going to meet towards the front of your mat with the hands at the heart center. And so here, the heels of the hands are touching, the fingertips are touching, pressing in towards the center. Thumbs, you can feel them on your sternum. Now, just like we did in our chair pose, I want you to bring your weight into the left foot and lift that right knee up. We're lifting higher than we did in our chair pose, right? And then you're going to take that foot down, shift your weight, and again, lift your second leg. And you're going to do each side one more time. Pause and connect with your breath. Then we're going to inhale, reach the arms overhead, palms pressing together. Exhale, you're going to come down into your forward bend. Inhale, slide up the legs halfway. Exhale in towards your legs. Next inhale, we're going to take the right foot back into a lunge. And here, some of you might have your hands on blocks, or you might have your hands on the floor. What I want you to think about doing is pressing that front foot into the ground and straightening that leg. Your back leg is kind of just there, right, connected to the floor. You're just bending and straightening your front leg. Noticing how that feels, no forcing. Now, next time your knee is bent, we're going to step that back foot forward. Take your left leg back. Again, hands are on blocks of the floor. Moving with your breath, straightening your right leg and then bending that knee. Nice. Now we're going to switch it up a little bit. So hopefully everybody has a block close by. So right now, your right knee is bent. You're going to place your right hand on a block, maybe about 6 to 8 inches in front of your pinky toe. We're going to take that left hand and place it on the hip, and you're going to press and with your back toes and lift that back leg up. So your left leg is lifted, you're on your right leg, left hand's on your hip, right hand's on the block. You're going to open up hips and shoulders. We're making our way towards half moon Ardha Chandrasana. And then possibly that left arm comes up towards the sky. Keep breathing. Your head, you can look towards your big toe, straight ahead, or up towards your lifted hand. Beautiful. Hand comes back to the hip. Close the hips and shoulders. Bend that front knee and step back into your lunge. And then we're going to switch sides. Okay, so you can bring your other foot forward, or like I did, I just flipped around to be it so that my other foot is in the front. Okay, so now left foot on the ground, knee is bent, left hand is on your block, right hand up onto your hip. Press with those back toes, lift up your back leg. The foot is flexed, like you're pressing it into the wall. Open the hips and shoulders. And then if it's comfortable, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Keep breathing. And then very carefully, when you're ready, and I didn't talk about your head, but hopefully you put your head in a comfortable place. Hand on the hip, close the hips and shoulders, bend the front knee, come down into your lunge. We're going to add in One more thing, you're going to take both hands to the inside of your left foot and pivot your right heel towards the ground. Okay? Now that right hand, right now it's going to support you on the floor. The left hand comes to the inside of the foot, wraps around the calf, and then you're going to bend that elbow and reach your left hand towards your hip. Now your right hand is going to reach towards the sky and then wrap around your back body towards that left hand. Open up your chest. Bound warrior. Keep breathing. And of course, you can be in any position here, right? You only bind your hands if that's easy for you. We're going to let go of the hands. Bring the hands back to the ground. And you're going to flip yourself around again. So again, we're going to bring the hands to the inside of the right foot, pivot your left heel towards the ground. Left hand supports you as the right hand comes to the inside of the foot, wraps around the back of the leg, bend the elbow. Right hand comes up towards the back body. Left hand reaches up towards the sky and then possibly connects with your right hand. Open your chest. Keep breathing. And then very gently, we're going to release the hands towards the ground, pivot up onto your back toes, step forward into a forward bend. Inhale, slide up. And I just want you to roll through the shoulders a few times. So those binding poses they can be really good for us, but they can be really challenging. And you can also get hurt if you force it, right? So rolling through the shoulders, wiggling in whatever way you need to. And I think I want to do the strap stuff on the floor. So we're gonna come down to the ground. So get yourself safely down to the ground. And looking to see how everybody's doing. It's hard to keep an eye on everybody. Okay, so from here, what I want you to do, and you could be on your elbows or your hands, or you could have blocks underneath you, and we're gonna take the feet off the floor. And I want you to get yourself comfortable, right? Can you breathe easily here, right? And you could also be flat on your back, so if this starts to be like too intense for your back body at all, you're going to do that. You're going to reach your left leg towards the ground, let it hover, bring it in, and then bring your right leg down. But you're not going to do it really fast, right? You're going to move with your breath. Inhale as you extend the leg, exhale as you bring it in. And you can probably tell by propping ourselves up on our hands like this, it works our torso a little bit differently than if you're flat on the ground, which of course you're welcome to be doing as well. Okay, one more foot. And then very carefully, we're gonna bring ourselves down onto our back body. You're gonna bring your knees in towards your chest. You might move in a circle or front to back, or you might just hold on to your knees. Make sure you can breathe easily. And then hopefully you have your strap close enough, or you could use your hands if you don't want to use your strap. We're going to bring the right foot down to the ground with the knee bent, and you're going to take the strap on the padded part of the left foot. And so what I want you to do, we're going to bring the left leg to a comfortable place towards your body. And for some of you, it could be closer to the floor, away from your body, or towards your body, any place that's comfortable. But you're going to hold that leg in some position that feels good. Now you're going to come up onto your right heel. Right heel is the other foot. And you're going to slide, you're going to press that foot
away. Keep breathing. Then you're gonna slide, oops. And if you're like my mat just didn't like that, you might take your foot off your mat. You're gonna slide that right heel in. And again, slide that right heel away. And you just slide, so the left leg is stationary with you holding the straps, and you're sliding your right heel back and forth. Now, next time your right heel comes in, you're gonna see if that left leg wants to come a little bit closer to your body or not. And it may or may not. And then one more time, one last time, you're gonna stretch that right leg away. Keep breathing. And then very carefully, we're gonna let the left leg come to a place where it's perpendicular to the ground, and take the right arm out to the side, and you're holding the strap, both ends of the strap in the left hand with your elbow straight, and you're gonna open that leg out to the side, trying to keep this right hip down on the ground, right? And you probably can feel as soon as that hip disconnects. And if so, you're gonna back off a little bit, bring the hip down, and then explore again, bringing the leg out to the side. Now we're gonna bring that left leg back to center. You're gonna switch hands, so now the right hand is holding the straps, the left arm extended out to the side, and we're gonna bring the leg across the body. And obviously the hip has to come off the ground to get the leg over there. But you are in control, you're breathing long, smooth breaths. And when you're ready, we're gonna bring that leg up, and we're gonna switch feet. So you're gonna take the strap around the padded part of the right foot, and your left knee is gonna be bent with the left foot on the ground. And you're gonna just take a moment to connect with your breath before you really start to push the second side or do the second side. And then when you're ready, you're gonna bring that right leg someplace close to your body, comfortable position. I like holding one strap in either hand, and this is where we're gonna slide the left heel away and slide it back. So you're sliding in the left heel and then extending that, and the right leg is remaining stationary. Now, next time your heel comes in, again, you're going to explore and see, does that right leg want to come any closer? And it's okay if it doesn't. It's all an exploration. We're going to extend the left leg one more time. And we're going to hold the position for a few breaths. You're still breathing fully. And then let's bring the right leg to a place where it's perpendicular to the floor. Your left foot is flexed on the ground. Both straps are in the right hand, and your left arm is extended out to the side. And you're going to slowly open that right leg out to the side, trying to keep your left hip on the ground. Long, smooth breaths. And then very carefully bringing that leg up, switching hands on the strap and extending your right leg on the floor, right arm on the floor, sorry, and then crossing the right leg over the body. The right hip will come off of the ground. Beautiful. Let's bring that leg up. We're going to take the strap off and bend your left knee, and then bring your both knees in. We're going to do our dead bug pose. And so you might hold the backs of the thighs or the calves or the pinky toes, and you might move side to side, or you might just rest here, holding onto your legs, noticing how it feels in your back body against the floor. And then when you feel complete with that, we're going to release the feet, take them down to the floor. Now, here we are, we have our feet on the ground, about hip width apart, maybe 6 to 8 inches from our buttocks. And I want you to just feel your back body on the ground, and with your breath, we're gonna start to tilt through the pelvis. So inhale, pubic bone up towards the sky, exhale down towards the ground. And you're just gonna move back and forth with your breath, noticing how that feels with your pelvis, as you're moving with your breath. And eventually we're going to stop doing that movement, and you're gonna find your block, or you might use a pillow or a folded blanket. We're gonna lift up the hips, and I like the second level of the block here, and you're gonna put the block under your pelvis, right? And again, you could use a folded blanket, pillow, bolster if you have one. So now, again, your feet are still hip width apart on the floor, 6 to 8 inches from your buttocks. Now your hips are lifted. Then I want you to take your head and shoulders towards the ground and open up the chest. Lift your chest up. So your lower body is supported by the block and the floor. And we're going to move through the arms and the head with your breath. Inhale, head comes up. Left arm extends, head turns away from the arm. Exhale, arm down, head back to center. Inhale, right arm up, head turns to the left. Exhale, head back to center, arm comes down. And you're going to keep moving with your breath. And one more time on each side. And then you're going to pause for a moment after you finish and notice how your body's feeling. And then we're going to interlace the fingers, press your palms up towards the sky. Your head is pointing towards the ceiling. Your eyes might be closed. Then we're going to extend the arms up overhead. So now the inhale is going to be arms overhead. Exhale, arms perpendicular. So you're just moving through your arms, trying to relax the rest of the body. You're still breathing. If it doesn't work to interlace your fingers, maybe your palms are pressing towards one another. Maybe you're not moving your arms at all. Maybe you just decided to stay in this supported bridge pose. Now, after your next exhale, we're going to relax the arms by the sides. And then if it sounds good to you, we're going to take the legs up towards the ceiling into a modified shoulder stand. And I love this because your head, neck, and shoulders are not compromised in this position, because most of your weight is in your hips on the block or in your shoulders. Long, smooth breaths, trying to relax to the best of your ability. Maybe you want to move the legs out into a wide angle or into little splits, or maybe you just want to relax here with your hips on the block and your legs extended towards the sky. Taking a few deep breaths. This would be the place, if you practice a full shoulder stand in your practice, where you might do that. Since we can't use blankets here, I have not been pursuing that at all. So, but if you're at home and you have a blanket, that would be great. Now, when you start to feel done, we're going to bend the knees and safely take your feet to the floor one at a time. Lift your hips up, take the block out, bring your hips down to the floor. And this is where I want you to check in. Does my body need anything else, right? And this is where you're going to do that. So you're going to check in. Does my body need anything else before I move into Shavasana? If so, you're going to do that. And if not, you're going to set yourself up for Shavasana.
making sure that you're warm and comfortable. Yeah, so you could use rolled blankets, rolled mats under your spine or under your knees. You can lay down. I'm gonna sit up. Denise, you can lay down. If I lay down, I might not get up again, so. And some options, you know, for Shavasana, you can lay flat, you can have your knees supported or a gentle roll under your spine or under your neck. You can have your legs up the wall. I want you to find a comfy way to be. So as you start to come back to the room, to your breath, to your body, maybe you take a moment and think about how you felt at the beginning of the practice and how you feel now. Maybe you just notice how you're feeling now. Thinking about what would be the most delicious way to reawaken your body and eventually come into a seated position. And then bringing your hands onto your legs, depending on how you're sitting with the palms open. What I want to do, we're just going to, for a few minutes, focus on breath, sound, and movement of the fingers. We call it a niyasam, a moving mudra. And so the inhale is going to be running your thumb up your index finger to the tip. The exhale, you run to the base of the finger, and then you go through each finger. Now, if you want to add in sound with that, so inhale would be so up the finger, exhale would be hum down the finger. But you're still breathing, so inhale is up, exhale is down, so on the inhale up, hum on the exhale down. And if it's too many things to think about, you just choose one. You could just run your fingers up and down each other, right? But it's the thumb that's sliding up the index finger, and then the middle finger, and then the ring finger, and then the pinky. And you can go in what order, there's no wrong or right order, but you're moving with your breath. And again, if you want to add in inhale, so exhale, hum, you can do that as well. And at any point when we do a focus practice like this, you can let go of focusing on the sound or the movement or the breathing, and then just sit in stillness and quiet. Or you can continue to do any of the practice. I mean, it's all part of the practice. And then eventually, taking a moment to acknowledge yourself and thank yourself for showing up and doing the practice, thinking about how you might take this practice into your everyday life. It's really easy to be focused and quiet while we're on our mat, but how do we bring that outside? And then if you'd like to join me in our 3 closing sounds, inhaling the arms up towards the sky, exhaling the sound hue to the heart. Inhaling the arms out to the sides, palms open, exhaling the sound ah to the heart. Ah. Inhaling, scooping up from the earth the sound of Om. So thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.